Welcome to the Freeman Conversations. I'm Jobert Alcal. The most beautiful day in the universe is happening in just a few days, and candidates from all over the world are now gathered in Florida in the US for this year's edition of the Miss Universe pageant, including, of course, the Philippines' very own Rabiya Mateo. Today, we talk to two people who have witnessed journey in the beauty pageant scene in the Philippines, beginning with Miss Iloilo 2020. In the Freeman Conversations, esteemed film, theater, and events director Kevin Piamonte and seasoned host and speech coach Jasper Vijar. Direct Kevin, Jasper, welcome to the Freeman Conversation. Great to see you.
Hello, everybody, and it's so nice to be here. And I know, lahat tayo ng mga Filipino, all of us Filipinos are looking forward to Monday when this is all gonna happen, the most beautiful day in the universe.
Tama, Direct. Nice to be here. It's good to talk about something that we're all excited for.
That's right. But it's more exciting for you guys there in Iloilo City, I'm sure.
It's a whole lot different. It's a whole lot different. Even before pa lang, when Rabiya was competing for Miss Universe Philippines, I was already drunk the night before the competition. I was so scared and yet excited for her, and so I told my parents, expect me to be drunk again Sunday evening.
And you know what, Joe, nung nanalo siya, when Rabiya won Miss Universe Philippines and she had her homecoming, it felt like she already won Miss Universe. So sabi nga namin ni Direk, let's have a repeat. Ulitin lang natin how the arrangements were kasi parang it felt like it was already a homecoming. But
that was a rehearsal. That was a rehearsal for homecoming. So the real homecoming is gonna happen soon.
Fingers crossed tightly. Okay, have you guys been in touch with her? How is she? How is her mindset at this point in time? Because I believe in just tomorrow or in just 2 days, as we are speaking, it's going to be the preliminary competition of Miss Universe.
I think Jasper can answer that.
Go, Jasper.
Sige. I've been in touch with Rabiya for just to share with everyone before anything else. No, baka sabihin nila, sino ba yan? Jowa ba yan ni Rabiya? Hindi po. I'm a close friend of Rabiya and I was the Q&A coach of Miss Iloilo. But my duties kay Rabiya, it was beyond my job description, what was given to me during Miss Iloilo. It was really out of help to bring the glory back to Iloilo, and it just continued and we became friends. So to that question, Kuya Joe, she's doing very well in Florida. As you can see on the social media, she's been the talk of the town, and we could really see that her team also prepared. So I think ang share ko lang ngayon as we have been talking. Kasi nag-aaral ako in the early morning, I'm a med student. So yung time slot namin, nagkakatugma. Kasi early morning ako nag-aaral, kagising niya lang dun sa Florida, she would do her makeup in the morning, eat breakfast. She would have a lot of shoots and interviews, and those are selected events. Hindi lahat napupuntahan. So she will wake up 4 a.m. to do her hair and makeup, and I will chat her about latest social media updates and all the chismis online, and she will confirm to me which chismis are true and not. So I think she's well as of the moment, mindset wise. She's really going so far in this competition, being so pumped up kasi daming Pinoy doon na nagsusuporta sa kanya. Other than that, other nationalities are also supporting her. So I think Rabiya is, she's on her best foot forward as of the moment. And I think that's what we love about her. She's really a fighter, and from Miss Iloilo to Miss Universe Philippines and now Miss Universe, she's doing the same technique that we've seen her from the start. And I think that's what makes us happy. So wala kayong kabahala. She's fine. She's not crying.
Pero hindi naman siya pressure, Jasper, direct, kasi she is the very first product of the very first Miss Universe Philippines.
Well, on the other hand, going back to briefly going back to what Jasper was saying a while ago. On the other hand, if Jasper is on the that side of feeding her information, data, everything that she needs, on my end, Rabiya would sometimes text me and direct. It's more of the human touch. Probably that's what she needs. She needs a lot of love. She needs a lot of assurance, and she needs a lot of affirmation And she would sometimes ask me, I mean, how to deal with all of these, and so maybe because I was the director of Miss Iloilo, so she saw me. Well, I don't like to use this word. She sees me like a father figure,
Mentor.
a mentor. Yeah. Oh, thank you for that better word. so, so yeah, yeah. And I give it to her always.
What was your first impression of her direct? Even beginning from the screening of Miss Iloilo.
My first impression of her was, and this was actually rather uncanny because although I was a director, I was not supposed to do the Q&A during the screening. But si Bob Rodriguez, because this was the second screening already, Bob Rodriguez could not make it at the time because of a previous appointment. So I had to do the Q&A, for the second screening. And so I was like directly in touch with her. And I can't remember what the question was, but the minute she answered, I said, this girl has got a lot of sense. She can really talk a lot of sense. Little did I know that she's cum laude. She's a cum laude graduate, physical therapy from Iloilo doctors. And I was able to talk to some physical therapists who are my friends, and they told me it's no joke to finish cum laude in doctors as a very, very tough there. So to be able to graduate as cum laude, you're really on top of the line, above all else, So yeah, so that was it, and and I was just hoping she was going to nail it and through, So yeah.
What about you, Jasper? Your first interactions with her. What was your
Actually,
first impression?
yes, Kuya Joe, hindi to alam ni Rabiya, and I think she'll be shocked if she sees this interview. I knew Rabiya way, way before she joined Miss Iloilo, but as a model. Because she won the local competition for modeling, is Campus Fashionista. So when she won, she was, popular as a model, the exotic look. She's morena, she's really beautiful. But then we never expected her to be in the pageant scene because modeling and pageantry are two different things. So when the first Miss Iloilo was organized, of course, by Direct, also here, ang daming umuwi, and that includes your Bia. So she missed actually the first our Q&A session because I also did the Q&A coaching of the girls, and she missed it because she had to fly in pa from Manila, and that time wala pa siya nandito sa Iloilo. So when we saw each other, it was tech rehearsal na for Miss Iloilo, and that's the first time we saw each other, and like introduced talaga na, hi, I'm Jasper. I was the coach of the girls when you weren't here. So just a little background, when we was doing the Q&A coaching, I always tell the girls not to just aim for the national title, but go international. Because Direct really specified that the standards we're having in Miss Iloilo are international standards. It's not just for a national crown, but international crown. That's why we're setting the goal high here. So that whenever you win, pasok ka talaga dun. So I always ask the girls, what crown do you like to have? So, ang iba, syempre, sagot ng ganito, Binibining Pilipinas Universe, Binibining Pilipinas, Miss Universe Philippines, Miss World, kasi those are the three crowns that we'll be giving for the girls na mananalo. But when I saw Rabiya on the tech rehearsal, she immediately ran to me and told me, Doc Jasper, it's nice to meet you. Gusto ko talaga Miss Universe. Yun, wala na. Yun yung first conversation namin. So, hindi ko talaga makakalimutan yun because from the get-go, she wants to become Miss Universe. So that's why when she was competing for Miss Universe Philippines, kami talaga ni Direk, very dedicated to help her out. Even she was an underdog. We really did our best to support her from the background. Siyempre, hindi na kami magpapakita. Because we really wanted to help her win because we really saw that drive in her. And she deserves what she's getting right now. And until the very end, we're going to be there with her until she gets that 5th Miss Universe crown.
Yeah, in fact, I mean, like when she won Miss Universe Philippines palang, I actually told her, I told her, Rabia, thank you for making my dream come true. Because it was like this. The backstory here, this is my first time. This is the first Miss Iloilo. dati Miss Dinagyang ito. And then when they asked me to direct, I said, I have two conditions. And I hope the organizers will say yes to this. I said, first, we'll have to change the entire criteria. And they should meet the international standards because I don't want to work on something na hanggang dito lang. You know what I'm saying? You know that joke. I mean, like I directed your batches and I told everybody who perform, there's no excuse. Excuse me, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm not really a performer, I'm not really a dancer, I'm not really a singer. No, when you go out there, people wouldn't care what your background is. People will just look at you and they will judge you based on what you show them, right? So, I mean, and that was it. And second was that the government will support whoever will represent the city or the province for that matter. So yes, so they agreed. Of course, it was a struggle at the start because you know, I mean, like 5'6" na height, it seemed quite challenging. But I believe that that all Ilongas are short. You know, I mean, like it's just a matter of campaigning and convincing them that hey, you know, I mean, we're going for the world this time. We're going for Miss Universe this time. That's how it was. So yeah, and so I mean, like when Rabiya won Miss Universe Philippines, I told her, "Thank you for making our dreams come true." And when she said, "Direct, thank you for making my dreams come true," I said, "No. Thank you for making our dreams come true. So now you go." And you know, and I gave her my one piece of advice. So now you're gonna go for the universe. And I told her, you know what you do? You run like a horse with blinders and focus on the goal. And that's it. And that's it. You know, and she's really determined. I mean, that girl, Rabiya, is so determined. And direct, I want to win Miss Universe. That's what she said. I said, oh my golly. I mean, like for somebody to say that, I wouldn't even consider it pagmamayabang. You know, it shows determination in a person. Of course, when you're competing, right? So
Yeah, I think she knows what she wants. Okay. Speaking of which, she's now in Miss Universe. What do you think are her characteristics that will make her get that, you know, another crown for the Philippines?
she's a slayer.
Let's start with you.
She's a slayer. I mean, like, you know, I mean, like that's what she is. She plays it cool. Day of the competition. I mean, I've seen that happen twice here in Miss Iloilo. I've seen that as well in Miss Universe Philippines. I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen when we watch her on on Monday.
Yeah.
That's
Since
her.
Kuya Joe, since I'm a pageant coach and a title holder myself, and I've been hosting pageants since parang ako naging pageant fan ako for quite some time. So the comparison will always go back to Catriona, to Pia. People will say that it's too soon to have another Miss Universe from the Philippines. But I guess Rabiya for me is a combination of Catriona and Pia. I would say that kasi first, Pia was so determined. She was really pumped up when she was also fighting for Miss Universe before at sa US din yun. Catriona had a lot of time to prepare also. She had a lot of preparation. And with Rabia, it's like a merge of the Rabia had a beautiful preparation with the team. She has great outfits, pasabogs, online ganap. She has fans. She just reached 900,000 followers on Instagram. It's like the stars are aligning for her. So for me talaga, it's tatlo eh. For me, for you to win Miss Universe crown, is you have to have the determination. And she's got that. We know that. Derek and I have seen it you know, firsthand how she is when it comes to the determination department. Preparation for sure. With our first also Miss Universe Philippines franchise, our national pageant did not also disappoint with the preparation. And lastly, the start for you. And I think so far that's why I'm having goosebumps watching her on social media because she shines. You have that pageant glow that you have, and that's something that is not, you know, given or you could buy from a store in Florida. It's something that radiates from within. And when she's standing next to other contestants, I don't know. I mean, biased. We're too smart to be biased. We know what's wrong and right, beautiful or not. But when she stands to even the taller candidates, iba talaga eh. She's radiating. So for me, yun talaga. She's passionate, she's prepared, and I think the stars are aligning for her. Yun lang
The
talaga.
opposite reaction happened to me the other day when I saw that video of her standing next to the taller candidates. Because I've been telling Jasper, of course, I mean, she's qualified. Minimum height requirement is 5'6", and Rabia is that, right? But I've always been saying, I mean, my fear if she stands next to the taller girls. I mean, visually, how is that? I mean, like I'm advertising, I'm an artist, so visual is something else.
Canada ata direct is 6 flat, right?
Right. So when I saw this a couple of days ago, breakfast, I almost could not swallow my breakfast. I started having anxiety attacks, and I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I mean, like I really got anxious the entire day just thinking about that. But then I keep on telling myself, so what? I mean, like she qualifies for the height. I mean, let's just talk about interview. Let's just talk about how she's gonna answer, these questions.
Mm-mm. Well, she's generating a lot of press in Florida at this moment, but there are also critics. What is it that you would want the public to know about Rabiya, especially to those who have been giving negative press about her? Because, even if because many people are trying to, not just Rabiya, but judge the candidates based on how they look on pictures and videos, but despite the fact that they don't really know the candidates personally, you guys knowing Rabiya,
This is probably where I can get emotional. Because we look at candidates, for example, okay, specifically because we're talking about beauty pageants now. So we just look at the girls based on how they look, their height, and how they present themselves. That's just one side of what we should look at. I mean, like we're not looking at the total personality of these people. So I mean, like, and it's rather, I guess, not so appropriate in that sense. In my case, knowing, I don't know about the other girls, but knowing Rabia's story, when I ask her, why do you want Miss Universe in particular? Because Miss Iloilo had Miss Iloilo Miss Universe, Miss Iloilo Binibining Miss Iloilo World, but she really wanted Miss Universe. And I asked her, why Universe? And she said, because I want to find, because this is my ticket to the US. And I said, why the US in particular? I mean, there are other countries, that would be wonderful to visit. And she said, because I hope if I get to go to the US, then I hope I can find my father. So, talking about it now, I mean, like, it makes me emotional again. I mean, like, that's what Rabiya is, So she's there. I mean, she's competing. It's a wonderful story. What she's probably is all about. I mean, like, why does she? Why is she an advocate for education? Because she went through a lot. She even slept on a banig woven mat just to finish, and that's true. And she's not embarrassed to say that story, to tell people about that story. Yeah. So she grew up without her father.
There is really a different level of motivation.
Yes.
On her part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jasper, what about you? What do you want the public to know?
Actually, totoo yan. That's a very good point na sinabi ni Derek. Kasi what's different from Rabiya is ang hugot niya, it's really very important to her. And actually, what I want to tell both the supporters and the critics, siguro, alike, no? First is that Rabiya is really a human, despite her being the Miss Universe Philippines, and she has, a 10-year streak to maintain from Venus to Gazzini, who all went to the semifinals. All the pressure and all. Rabiya is human. she sees supporting messages. She sees them all. She also sees, and Rabia is like a year younger than me, 24. And, people our age, we've been through social media, and these things affect us. So maybe what I could tell to both supporters and critics is that to the supporters, continue doing that because you're. And to the critics, she also sees that. But to the critics, just want to tell everyone that Rabia has a passion of an underdog who wants to win. Even if she's wearing the Philippine sash, she doesn't take it as a free ticket to just be liked by everyone because she's carrying the Philippine sash. She always tells me sa chat that, Doc, naman me, I want to be pushed to my limits kasi she wants that crown for not just herself, but for all of us. Just imagine, Catriona won 2 years ago, but this girl did not say, okay lang sa akin yung top 20 or top 10. She aims for the fifth Miss Universe crown. And who are we to take it away from her? I mean, that's what I want to tell everyone, that no matter how hard you try to break Rabia down, she won. Because she's really passionate and she's been already conditioned herself that entering Florida, she would get both positive and negative comments. But she's really now a kabayo with the blinders. She's just to get that crown. And that's
why I told her that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, no matter how much they put them down, the fact is she's the one in Florida, not them. So, anyway, very quickly, who do you think are her strongest competitors at this point?
Kasi si Direk, share ko lang sa everyone. Hindi kasi yan masyadong techie. So pag nagbabad yung Facebook, congratulations. Gusto ko marinig ko sino yung feeling niya matunog.
Oh my God, I've been so toxic, so I don't have time. So I keep on hearing Canada, I keep on hearing Australia, then recently in Puerto Rico, Thailand, but I keep on hearing as well that some of these girls parang nawawa, they're slowly getting out of the radar. So, I mean, like, I'm just really hoping and praying that come pageant day, as in like Rabiya will just stay focused. I mean, she will not lose the better sense of herself because we know how scary it is. We know how scary it is when you're there on stage. I mean, like for all of us who've had that experience, and probably that's what we should also make people understand. It's no joke to be performing in front of so many people, and
representing your country, no less.
Yes, Joe.
Yeah, representing your country, no less.
Oh yes, yeah. So I just hope she really stays focused because if she does, then all of the other countries that I mentioned probably will just, go away.
Jasper, ikaw, sinong mga bets mo dyan?
Okay.
Actually, competitors.
Ito rin gusto ko to kay Rabia because she always asks me that. Even since Miss Universe Philippines, she would ask me, Doc, who do you think are, mga kalaban ko and all. So it's a habit for us to chat na, who's your bet, Doc? And ganito, ganyan. So I would always tell her that these are my bets. So far, what I'm seeing is since South Africa is the current winner, they sent someone strong also this year. So Natasha is a strong candidate. She's well spoken. Then actually the Southeast Asian countries are the Asia region are strong. We have also India, we have Thailand, who's also popular in social media. We have underdogs but crazy, amazing, interesting stories like Cambodia. She might be her side, but she knows Khmer martial arts. We have Myanmar, who's now fighting for sovereignty in their country, and she's in Miss Universe in Florida. She happens to even leave her baggage at an airport, and she's been helped out by Sherry Hill in Florida to just, have something to wear. So for me, the South are strong this year. For maybe for South America, yes, Puerto Rico is strong, and I'm also looking into Australia. She's also a good speaker, but there are rumors that the level of competition this year will be different because last year we started with the opening speech. There are rumors that are yet to be confirmed that will not be the case this year. After the 21 cutoff, it's going to be straight to swimsuit. So with that format, the speakers might be in trouble because they have to surpass first the ramps.
Physical,
Yeah.
physical.
Yeah,
Yes.
the visual
Yeah.
appearance, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why for me, I could not really say for now who are Rabia's top competitor because as for the Philippines, Rabia has prepared both for both. She's done her passerella very well. She has her a banging body, and she has brains that something that you could not build in the gym. That's something that's really what she has innately. So siguro I would like also to share to everyone that Rabia in the US right now is ano lang talaga siya, chill. So recently we don't talk about competitions anymore. Kung sino yung
Okay.
what we think of the competitors doon, hindi natin alam yun. Social media is superficial. The
Okay.
ones
Yeah.
that look good in picture or in video might not be very well there. So I think as much as we have our topics, the only people who we should please are not the fans, not but the Miss Universe organization and the
Yes.
judges.
Besides, there's preliminary interview, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
So there's pre-judging there already.
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
So
My last
ako
question.
talaga, Kuya Joe. Well,
Yeah.
again,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
just to wrap up yung answer ko. Wala talagang problema kay Rabia when it comes to all the aspects of the competition because she's really prepared for it.
Okay. My last question for you today, without having to spoil anything, how much of Iloilo is Rabia bringing to
Ay,
Miss Universe?
Everything. From the mountains to the seas to ah my golly, yes. So from the mountains to the seas to the rivers, yes. Yeah, everything. I heard there will be watch parties here on Monday.
I'm
On
gonna go
Monday.
there. We're gonna have our watch party.
Uh yes, we will. We will. Right. So
Correct, Kevin, Jasper, thank you so much for joining us and fingers crossed very tightly. And to you all watching, support. In just a few days, our candidate Rabiya Mateo will be raising the Philippine flag in this year's edition of Miss Universe. Joining
thank
us
you for having us.
for
Thank
a
you.
closer look at the latest stories, trends, and events. We'll see you next time here at the Freeman Conversations.